Welcome to Impact Tech Studio podcasts, where we spotlight founders building solutions rooted in real world impact. Today, we're joined by Rajat Singhania, founder of Yunify.ai and Yunitalk. With over 3 decades of experience across traditional industries and technology, Rajat's journey began with a personal data loss moment that led him to rethink how businesses manage information. In this episode, he breaks down how Yunify.ai is tackling information overload, data leakage, and security by making protection the foundation of productivity. Let's dive in. Happy to have you on our podcast. So, a small movement from our side. So, we are basically, if you have not seen it yet, at ImpactX, we are trying to build impact startups and get real meaningful innovators to get onto our podcast, and then we spread their message and become their extended team. Whenever we find a network to align them with, we just add value by saying, yes, you were on our podcast, so we'll just connect you with them. Right. So that is how it starts. Right. So welcome to the podcast. And you are one of those meaningful innovators on our platform. History of, so I'll just go into your story. So a little bit of an introduction into who is Rajat Singhania. So Rajat Singhania is a seasoned first generation entrepreneur with over 35 years of leadership experience. Personally, I have been his fan for a very long time. I looked at his executions and his way of carrying himself in a business world. Amazing. So learning from it every day. Currently serving as a founder and chief visionary officer of Yunify.ai and Yunitalk. An alumnus of SRCC, he transitioned from a background of in traditional industries. So that's the amazing part to it. And including managing a massive cement distribution network to becoming a pioneer in the information technology and service sector. His foray into productivity tech was sparked by a personal struggle with information overload and a critical data loss episode, leading him to develop patented solutions recognized by global organizations like TIE Silicon Valley and NASCOM. Today, he is widely regarded as a thought leader in ethical AI and cybersecurity, frequently sharing his insights as a speaker for platforms such as IIT Mumbai and Josh Talks. So that's his journey, some highlights of his journey. Obviously, this is not the whole story. Welcome, Rajat. Welcome. We are very happy to see your product of Unify.ai to reach our platform, and we would love to talk deeper about it. So you spent decades. So the question is, you spent decades in cement industry. So how come in productivity tech, and how did that happen? What is the story?
I think see when I started business,
Right.
so computers were not really in the on the main stage. They were just getting started. Some people were adopting computers, but in those days, computers were expensive and privileged thing. Not everybody had access to it.
Correct.
So it was all about traditional business, and so opportunity for cement came along, grabbed it with both my hands, and went all into it. Did what was required, but I think somewhere the calling came of computers, because I did have a connect with computers. I've been using computers for 40 years now. 1984 is when I started.
Right.
And I've also done programming in the past when BASIC, COBOL, and DB3 were the coding languages.
Correct.
So somewhere all that stuck on. Yeah, the calling came,
Yeah.
and the transition happened.
Right. So, what was the calling, and why did you move to productivity tech? Just give us that moment of disruption in your mind that you thought that this is something that we need to build. And what did you build? So, is it so Highlight is one of your products that you're talking about on this podcast, right? And it is a product through Unitalk, if I'm not wrong, right?
Well, okay. So Highlight is the early product. So okay, so if I have to talk about the aha moment, so we spoke about my cement business. I was attending a meeting of the cement business with about 10, 15 people in the conference room.
Right.
Something popped up on my mobile, and not wanting to be rude, I swiped it, thinking I'll get back to it after a few hours once I'm done with my meeting.
Right. Right.
And later I could not find that information. Now,
Okay.
this happens to all of us many times, and we kind of let it go.
Right.
But somehow this was a good opportunity. and it stuck on. And I started thinking, I think I have no idea. Probably fate, destiny had something to do with it. That I did chose not to let it go, and it got me thinking. There has to be a better way to manage this.
Right.
So, being having that tech streak in me, I asked a few tech people around if they could think of a possible solution for this,
Hmm.
and there were none. Then I said, okay, am I the only one seeing this as a problem, or do others also think this is a problem?
Hmm.
So I asked a few people around, and almost everybody said that yes, this is a problem, and it'll be great to have some kind of a solution. But there was no solution.
Right.
So as luck would have it, we had just finished a project for a client, and we had a tech team sitting idle.
Hmm.
So we decided, okay, let's give it a shot and see if there's something we can do about this.
Hmm.
And within a very short time, we had a viable way to move forward
Hmm.
to, have solve this problem.
Hmm.
So very honestly, till then, this was not really a plan of making a business or doing something great in this space. It was more of a personal pain point and finding a way to solve it.
Hmm.
But life had a different plan. So the organization TIE, based out of Silicon Valley,
Yes.
so they nominated us as a top 50, product out of more than 1,200 products they reviewed globally.
Hmm.
And that's when the magic happened. I said, okay, if an organization based in Silicon Valley, the mecca of tech, thinks I am capable, or this is something to which can be in the top 50 out of 1,200 products they reviewed.
Right.
I said, okay, then this, I probably am not understanding the full potential. So then I said, okay, time to give it some more serious thought. So that's when I distanced myself from the other businesses, gave my 150% to this, and here we are.
Right. So give us an introduction of what is Unify AI and what are the products within Unify AI and what are you delivering? Yes.
Sure. So, okay, so like you mentioned the name Highlight. So just to keep context, so Highlight is the current was the earlier version of the product,
Hmm.
and which is evolving into a product Yunify.ai.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, earlier Highlight or future Unify.ai. So they are a solution,
Hmm.
and they are here to sit as a layer on top of all your tech and data stacks.
Right.
Now, we are a B2B SaaS product
Hmm.
for mid to large businesses, enterprise tech,
Hmm.
basically,
Hmm.
leveraging the power of AI.
Right.
Okay. Now, what are we here to solve? Coming back from the problem we started with.
Hmm.
So we are here to solve three key problems which every business experiences. Number one, too much information, because information overload is a reality and we should accept it.
Right.
Most of us do, some don't. Number two, information sitting at multiple places. So there is no single go-to place or a single source of truth. And
Hmm.
that's a Noah's Ark for everybody. Everybody wants it, but it's not easily possible.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And third is information leakage, which
Right.
means information going from people you know to people you don't know.
Right. Right.
So typically what happens is, this is in the cybersecurity space, but when you think of cybersecurity,
Hmm.
you think of unknown people, hackers taking data from your server, or data at rest or data in motion.
Hmm. Hmm.
But there's a far greater amount of data loss which happens because of data leaks.
Right.
Now, the simplest way to tell you what a leak is. Let's say, Arjun, you decide to send me some information.
Hmm.
Now, once you send it to me, I am the new owner.
Right.
I can send it to 5 people or 500 people.
Right.
You will not know, you cannot stop me.
Correct.
And now let's look at the different ways you can send me information. You can send me a paper print, a pen drive, email, Slack, Team, WhatsApp, WeChat, Skype, Botem, 1 dozen different ways.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Same problem on every platform.
Hmm.
And that's why I said, okay, this is a gap which needs to be plugged.
Hmm.
So on Highlight, on Unify, we on Unitalk, we give you that option that when you're sending me information,
Hmm.
you can restrict me, the recipient, from resharing what you send me.
Okay. And
No screenshot,
okay.
no copy paste,
Hmm.
no download, no forward, no prints.
So in this whole channel of communication, where does how do you from what channels is it executed right now? So for example,
No, this will be only on my platform.
right.
So it's Unitalk to Unitalk. Now, even then, the reason it stands out because no other platform has that on the table as an option.
Right. True.
E-
True.
See, email to email, you have certain third-party products you need to buy, which are not cheap,
Hmm.
and they only was still email to email. But we today know that most work doesn't happen on email anymore.
Hmm.
Now, Slack to Slack, Teams to Team, WhatsApp to WhatsApp, WeChat to WeChat, no platform gives you this option.
Correct. Correct.
So, inter-platform is more far-fetched, but within the platform also nobody gives you the option, which we are giving you at Unitalk. So that's one of our differentiators.
Hmm. Which includes everything, whatever is uploaded or whatever is written or whatever is talked about through the brand.
Absolutely.
Right.
Any kind of content on the platform
Right.
has this option, whether it's text,
Hmm.
chat messages,
Hmm.
files, calendar invites, whatever.
Right. So,
So,
how does it help? So basically, what have you seen from your clients that have used this, if they have used it yet? And what has been the problem statements that have come from it and the feedbacks that have come from it?
sure. So there are for certain industries, this has become very, imperative.
Hmm.
Now we already have a DP Act in place, which will be getting implemented in a few months. May end is what I'm told.
Right.
Now, once that DP Act comes into play, this will become much bigger,
Hmm.
and where people will need us more than anything else,
Hmm.
because they also need to start making sure that because in the act it's clearly defined, if you are holding data for somebody,
Hmm.
you become the data fiduciary, and it becomes your responsibility to make sure that it doesn't get in the wrong hands.
Right. Right.
Now, how will you ensure that happens?
Hmm.
So that's where we can help. Number one.
Right. Right.
But let's talk about the other question which you asked. So, which are the industries? So, fintech or BFSI,
Right.
they're dealing with financial information,
Right.
which I'm sure we don't want getting in the wrong hands. I'm sure you don't want your balance sheet or the value of your investments
Hmm.
or the value of your insurance policies
Hmm.
getting in the hands of even a friend, let alone an unknown outsider, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
There are certain things we like to keep very close to ourselves,
Right.
which we only want access to ourselves, maybe our immediate family or the people who are handling it.
Hmm.
We don't want it going beyond them, let alone a public space.
Right.
Let's get to, so whether it's stock investments, mutual fund investments, or any kind of financial investments, transactions, etc.
Right.
Okay. Then let's talk about healthcare. And in India, okay, it's not a big deal, but globally, health diagnosis or healthcare documents, medical documents,
Hmm.
people are very concerned outside India. Even you can't get access to your son or daughter's medical records unless they sign off if they are more than 18 years of age,
Correct. Correct.
and vice versa,
Hmm.
because people don't want their medical conditions or their weaknesses to be known.
Hmm.
Which is why they have very strict laws in place. But then
Right.
laws are of the legality, which are the products which can ensure that they are able to achieve that. That's where we
Correct. Obviously, it is not a post the problem. It is a
Yeah,
pre-problem.
not the post-mortem that once it has happened, okay, now let's go and try to figure out
It needs to be
how to
preventive
prevent.
and prescriptive in the end. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So that's the second. Then the government, a huge potential for us, because today almost all government departments are using products which are not Indian products,
hmm.
and the data sits on non-Indian servers outside India.
Correct. Correct.
Now, for few uh, core services,
Hmm.
we have customized products made in India where
Right.
data would sit on Indian servers.
Right.
But that's a very limited amount. A lot of other things happen on non-Indian servers,
Correct.
and data not sitting in India.
Amazing. So
So,
that the data inside it has a way of integrating with those. So when I say integration, so give me some understanding of how do you integrate? Is it an SDK integration? Is it a API integration? How does your
it's
platform
primarily a API integration in a controlled atmosphere.
Right.
So, see, our product, like I said, it sits as a layer on top of everything. If I'm talking about Highlight or Unify,
Correct.
so let me also mention about Unitalk.
Yes.
So, see, Highlight, which will evolve into Unify, is a solution which sits on top of everything.
Right.
And like you mentioned, so we have a sub product called Unitalk.
Right.
Now, so this is basically a business communication product, which directly is an option against Slack and Microsoft Teams.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. And the USP is it gives you the option to have the data on your cloud server, the client cloud server, so as to say.
Right. Right. And it just is a communication channel which keeps the data protection laws intact because of the way it is being shared and the way it is being communicated directly. So in transition and in stable moment. Right.
Not only that, so typically every product gives you 2-point encryption,
Right.
which means data at rest server and data in motion, which is coming from server to your device, whatever it is.
Right.
We also give you a 3rd-point encryption, which is on the device itself, which almost no one gives. And sometimes you have to buy it as a separate product.
Hmm.
So like at multiple places, we are giving some significant enhancements
Hmm.
because I know we are in a space where market has a decent number of players, and there are some go-to products, and there are some uh, expected and established things.
Right.
But that doesn't mean the improvement is not possible. In fact, just last week I was reading about the founder of Canva,
Right.
and I don't know if you read the story. So she was rejected more than 100 times
Right.
because everybody told her that Adobe is there. Why? If Adobe is not doing it, then it's not needed.
Right. Right. So looking at that story and taking it back to your example, right? Your product.
Yeah.
The reason why Adobe was considered as something that can't be replaced was because somebody's basic way of working with graphics was defined at that moment.
Correct.
And there was a training module that was also there, which used to be a very hefty way of just going into tuition centers in across the world and getting your learning from Adobe, how to use
There's a
Adobe.
huge entry barrier and a huge effort required.
Yes, yes. So there is a lot of so that used to also cause a lot of whenever you were working on any UI, right, and a boilerplate was supposed to be made, you always found capability of one person being different from the capability of another person, which used to cause a lot of cost implications in the chaos of the thing, which was basically what to do with it, how to look at Adobe when the person does not know how to use it. Is there a possibility of an easier platform which just guides the my person and gets some standardization into the game? So looking at that story, Canva came in and became that happy story of things that people started going into it. Now, looking at that story, how does Unify AI get into the more moment where you are talking about there are other products and in comparison? Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, that's actually a very good question. So, see, today, if we see, there are certain spheres which are kind of informally defined.
Right.
There's a Microsoft world
Right.
for enterprises with
Right.
multiple products, which is the default go-to place
Hmm.
for all possible solutions you need or products you need.
Right.
Then there's a Google world, which is also defined. Now, there might be some areas of overlap, but broadly, neither one is attempting to go into the other person's world.
Right. Right.
The individual and small businesses is primarily Google, and
Right.
the mid to large enterprises are Microsoft.
Right.
Now, our Indian company Zoho has very nicely found a slot
Hmm.
in between Google and Microsoft, with some bits of overlapping on the Google side and very little touching or overlapping on the Microsoft side. And
Yeah.
it's found that middle spot, and it's expanding.
Yeah.
It's like going into a crack and then you start expanding. So you're pushing Google on one side, Microsoft on the other, and getting your space, and which is a brilliant thing they're doing,
Yeah. Yes.
right?
And they have a constellation of apps within their ecosystem. So if you come to Zoho One, you get all these constellation of apps which you can make your business app kind of ecosystem.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, so all three have a defined sphere and where they're working.
Right.
Okay. Our beauty comes from the fact that firstly, we're not working in any defined sphere.
Hmm.
We are working across spheres.
Right. Right.
Okay. So whether it's the Microsoft world, whether it's the Zoho world, whether it's the Google world,
Right.
Highlight and Unify will work.
Right. And it basically, if I were to understand and become your proponent of that, your sales guy, and I would like to sell your product, I would say that data protection is a basic on which you should build all the solutions that you have to build in the future. Otherwise, you're losing a lot of perspective. Why the perspective? Because obviously, it is one thing that it is user friendly, that single platform where you're writing something, but the way the data is distributed is where something needs to enter in the conversation, where it should make it more secure, that conversation, and that should be the base of everything that you use in an organization.
So thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. Thank you for making it easier for me.
Yes.
But earlier, all the products which were made
Yes.
by any of them or the fourth giant sales forces of the world, then there are many other different environments in the technology space, all which are used by all kind of corporations. Now, all of the products made were vertical to achieve one objective, which is the task given.
Right.
Email solutions were made to get email from A to B. A calendar was made to make sure that all the calendar elements stay in place.
Right.
A video conference platform was made to make sure that clear, crystal clear, good quality communication happens between all the people. Now, security or privacy, these were not considerations for any of these products, which is why security was always a separate set of products which you needed along with anything else you're having. Security was never
along with everything else. It is the base that you should build everything else on, because your data is your gold. If you use your data,
so that mindset change.
Yeah.
See, very honestly, how many people spoke about security? I'm talking about beyond the likes of the defense or the government. 10 years ago, how many people were talking about data security? Think about it.
Yeah, they were not. They were basically about, let's build a business at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
So data security today has become center stage because now people are realizing the value of data and the need to keep it secure.
Right.
Right. So that is the change in the thought process for all of us. See, as business grew, evolve, you become more competitive. Then you realize that, oh, my data is also important, because otherwise my competitor can set up a business with that data, with my data.
Correct.
The
What is
business
the
impact.
what is the kind of ticket size? So what is the kind of customer? What is the kind of money that he's spending? What is the kind of transaction?
It's like since we are going the mid market, mid to large, so we have kept our entry quite reasonable, as low as $5,000 a year,
Right.
which is on non outside India, and within India we even lower, about 2 lakhs a year.
Right.
So we keeping it fairly reasonable as the starting point. because obviously we want to have more and more people adopt it.
Right.
Of course, the prices will increase over a period of time because
Right.
difficult to sustain the business economics at that number.
Right.
But at least initially, that's where we are.
And when you say 2 lakh a year, how many user agents, how do you measure how?
And that's about 20 licenses.
Right, 20 licenses.
About 20 licenses. Again, like I said, these are all promo prices and which are there today. So these are so there were 20 odd licenses. And obviously, then for more licenses, there's more money, then there's renewal, and all those things depends on a case to case basis. We can, of course,
Right.
get into that discussion. But the main idea is because, although data security has already become a big deal globally, in India, it's still a pretty nascent market, and
Right.
which is evolving a lot.
Right.
So which is why we want to catch it, as they say, early.
Right. So give me an understanding of is this technology patented? What kind of patents does this technology have? Give us an understanding.
So we've got 2 issued patents in the US, 2 in India.
Right.
Singapore is still patent pending.
Hmm.
So we are hopeful that this year we should be able to get at least one, if not both, the patents cleared in Singapore as well.
Right.
So we definitely have patents in place. We haven't applied in other places yet. We're just debating if any other geographies we would like to apply.
Right.
But at least these 3 geographies, we have them covered.
So in what category and what kind of line of your product do you have patents on?
The patents are basically on our flow and design of how we're managing, because obviously we are not reinventing the wheel anywhere. We're just making the wheel much better, because and making it smoother and more secure. So making it a better wheel.
Right.
So that's what we are doing. And of course, there are okay. So let me give you an interesting analogy. So today, the entire thesis of our product is now number one, aggregating something you're doing on 4 different places into one product, and then adding an innovation layer on top of it to increase or improve the functioning of each of those multiple products.
Right.
Which gives us the patent.
Right.
So basically, whatever highlight or Unify do in one single platform, one product, you will need a minimum of 4, maybe 5 products to achieve 80% of what we do. And the balance 20% you will still not be able to achieve, because that's where my patents or my uniqueness comes in.
Correct. So that is basically you're getting relationships between different data points to be connected together in a way, right? So that is
Absolutely. That's one of our unique patented features, which I mentioned to you earlier. So
right.
that's one of the most unique things, because let me, for the benefit of the audience, let me explain it in a little layman way.
Right.
So let's say today you have 10 files sitting in 3 folders.
Right.
Is there any way to interconnect it? No.
Right.
Do you want to interconnect it? Of course, yes.
Yes.
And why can't we connect it? Because our folder structures were made 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
Correct.
When data was not a driving force.
Mm.
So on our platform, you could have 100 data points. The reason I'm saying data points, it could be a text file, a chat message, a multimedia file, Microsoft Office file, any of those. 100 such items sitting even in 10 different locations. They can be interconnected by a single underlying thread we call meta tag. And each piece of information can have 10 such meta tags.
Right. Understood. So basically, you're taking all the word matching and the phrase matching kind of ways of search to connect to all the databases which have these phrases, and then connect them together to become a relationship mapping for the documents.
Yes, that is one. But we're also introducing a concept called meta tags. If you think about it, must be sounding familiar. It's used in the website.
Yes.
Now there's something known as keywords.
Correct.
Now we are giving you an option to add a keyword to all your content.
Yeah, you can do it on your own as well. Right.
Correct. You can do it on your own.
And then the other one is that you can do it on your own, so you can add more value.
So it can be AI driven, or you can do it on your own.
Correct.
As a result, your information gets interconnected.
Right.
Now, let me talk about a real life business case. Let's say there's in any organization,
Hmm.
there's one business meeting happening.
Right.
Now, what does that one business meeting happening entail? So,
Hmm.
the client communication is happening over email.
Right.
The team management happens over Slack, Teams, or WhatsApp.
Hmm.
The business is scheduled. The meeting is scheduled over a Google or Outlook calendar.
Right.
It happens over the Zoom, Google Meet, or Teams.
Hmm.
4 platforms already in play. Okay. Your presentation is saved over a Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox.
Right.
And any research you're doing happens over a Chrome, Safari, or Bing.
Hmm.
6 platforms for one meeting.
Right. 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 Right.
Are they connected? No. Can they be connected? No. Does business conclude in one meeting? No. Only if it's going dead. Second meeting, same problem.
Right.
Are the second meeting things connected to the first meeting? Mostly not.
Mostly
Now
not.
imagine how much time we as senior people or owners may not do it,
Hmm.
but we have people doing it. How much time is being spent to do it, and the accuracy or the content which is getting captured
Hmm.
depends on the skill of those people.
Right.
Yes, today you have some AI agents which do it,
Right.
but then the AI, there's a very famous saying in computing language, uh, the output will be as good as the input.
Right. Correct.
And we are already seeing increased concerns about the data biases for AI models.
Hmm. Hmm. So there is a gap which needs to be filled up with getting the right kind of input through connection of all the relevant documents, and that tends to happen through your platform through meta tags which connect them together. You can have meta tags which are 3-word meta tag, or you can go to a 8-word meta tag, however is good, right? Which is the requirement.
Absolutely. So
Right.
let me also, you've captured it perfectly and you said it brilliantly. Let me just add to it.
Right.
Now, let's say you're running a survey.
Right.
Let's talk about US. Okay, let's say you're running a survey in across all universities in the US.
Right. Right.
You will get a result.
Correct.
I'm not getting into right or wrong, but you'll get a result.
Yes.
Now, let's say you're running the same survey across all the Ivy League colleges of the US.
Right.
You will get a B result.
Right. Right.
Again, I'm not getting into right or wrong.
Right.
Now, depending on your need,
Hmm.
sometimes A is important, sometimes B is important.
Hmm. So you can define it on your own. What is more priority?
Exactly.
Important.
So today, all the AI engines, all models, they work on your master data sets.
Right. Hmm.
And they do a brilliant job and give you some outputs. But using my platform, when you're removing your distraction, noise, and just sitting on your focused information,
Hmm.
then the same AI engines give you a more precise, accurate, and the needed response.
Correct. 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 I
Then the risk of data biases goes down significantly.
correct, because obviously the more the relevant data in it, the more accurate it becomes. So the probabilistic accuracy becomes better.
You, exactly. Because like I said, coming back to the original true problem statement, because I'm helping you remove the distraction, noise, or the information overload. So
Right.
I'm getting you to your focus data. Secondly, I'm getting it all at one single place, so it's not at multiple places. Now, once those two things are achieved, the outputs, when you start with that as the foundation, the outputs change dramatically.
So
And
I have seen, I'm getting excited a little bit. So basically, I have interviewed some startups which are working on, for example, the supercomputers of the government specific industrial or domain expert supercomputers that they've made across departments. So CDOC has one, Param supercomputer. So people are building applications on top of it. And then at a very small scale as well, these startups are able to get big data to work on the accuracy of what they are building, right? So looking at that kind of an access, if you get an access to CDOC through these startups, which are in the process of raising pre-seed or seed funds, right? They might be a good customer for you in sense of that, okay, on top of everything, the analysis is run by Unify AI, right?
Absolutely.
You can define the parameters on what you are going to analyze from the data points that are there inside that.
Absolutely. See, what you said is a very good use case. There are multiple use cases.
Hmm.
We all know the government works on NIC servers.
Right,
Most of their master data sets or the critical data sets sit on NIC servers.
right,
But there are enough other softwares
right.
the government or the defense people use
Hmm.
where the data is not sitting on a NIC server, but
Right.
on a server outside India.
And that is where you also become that data.
Yes. So that's my first low hanging fruit target,
Correct,
that as a Make in India product, a Make in India company,
correct,
this is where we need to step in and give that option
correct.
and that facility that let's first get the data
Hmm.
in our control.
Hmm.
And the DPDP Act is a step in that right direction.
Right, right,
And organizations need to start upgrading and enhancing things so that they can do that. Because
right, right.
today, our KYC data, almost every organization has agents or salespeople on the field
Right,
who capture KYC data on non-secure products where the data is sitting on a non-Indian server.
correct.
Now, DPDP,
Lot of leakage from the sales side. So that actually in every business is a lot of leakage of data. I have seen large companies having teams which have corrupted the whole system by taking a data. So that kind of internal employee things I have seen directly with my own eyes, that
no, absolutely.
is capturing data, then selling it across beyond that team. So it was the worst illegal action they took. TRAI.
Not only that,
behind
you go into R&D,
Yeah.
so much research happens,
Correct.
and then research papers leak. How do you think that happens?
Yeah.
Again, if they're not on a secure platform like ours,
Right.
right? Your market reports, market information reports,
Hmm.
it costs lakhs and crores by a research organization to create a report.
Right.
And it is it's a paid report sent to somebody, and somebody decides to share it with others.
Hmm.
It goes out. These are all so many use cases where we can step in and help.
Right.
Okay. Like we spoke about medical data earlier, defense data,
Right.
in manufacturing, product specs, drawings,
Right.
engineering drawings. So if I start listing use cases, they are like endless.
Correct.
Like we were able to put a thing on the moon at 100 the cost.
Right.
Now that's an extreme example, but how we did it is very critical data. We would not want it going out.
Hmm.
There are so many more smaller examples in our everyday life, even for mid and large businesses, where the same problem exists.
Hmm.
You've done something which costs much more to make in a different country. We are able to make it cheaper. The entire process, how we do it,
Hmm.
all that will make a difference, and that's where we can really help.
So looking back at what you are trying to build, so this is somebody who did not think of.
I will just like to correct, not trying to build, we have built it.
Obviously, I am coming from the historical of it, right? So
Sorry, Bones.
yeah, so amazing. So what you built is out of the box, a problem solving kind of a solution. And why is it out of the box? Because nobody put the pressure on themselves to understand what the real problem is. Somebody needs to just put some understanding of what is the loophole, and where you entered and you started making it the Zoho way, getting that gap and then building it across, right? So that's your way of working towards it, right? So,
Yes.
what are the some? So, you've talked about some cybersecurity constraints that might be there in the industry. So, that is something that I wanted to understand. When you are doing this, what are the constraints you are dealing with? Uh,
See, security is a very interesting thing.
right,
Now, everybody wants more security. That's a given.
right,
A lot of people accept also that there's something which needs to be changed.
right.
Now, the question is whom to trust and how to trust.
Right. And one more thing I would like to add to this, that is business rules of a business as well. So basically, the business rules of a business will always vary from one business to the other. So I've worked with big data with Sprint PCS long time back. Their data, my work was to combine two databases together. Now the legacy database needs to talk to the new database that has to be created on RF information that was supposed to be done. That whole thing was such a question mark on data security. Who's working on it? How do we control this business rule with this business rule? Earlier the rules were different for this organization itself, and now on this database the rules are totally different. How do we manage that? How does your platform align with all the different business rules of all the different companies to get into that execution?
See, there are certain things which we are taking care of as native, organic, whatever you want to call it.
Right,
But then when we are talking to various customers, because it's my IP, my product, and we are a B2B product,
right.
so we are open to the fact that based on a customer's requirement, we may need to do customization
Hmm.
and do some things which are a customer's specific needs. Obviously, depends
Correct.
on the size of the organization and the order value.
Right.
But having said that, because just to give an example, I was having a discussion with somebody in defense. I will not be able to disclose more things, but
Yes.
so they asked me, said that okay, that you have so much XYZ security. So obviously, somebody from our side will have their go and test it in all possible ways. Meka, I would not expect anything less than that. I would definitely be happy for your team to do that. But
Mm.
then they also said that okay, in case after that also, even if everything goes well,
Mm.
we want to add another layer of security, maybe military grade security.
Right. Right.
Are you open to it? Is it possible? I said, of course we can do that.
Amazing.
So, what I'm trying, the reason I'm quoting this example, because see, we are here on a simple mission. We are here to make life easy,
Right.
stress free,
Right.
for better outcomes.
Hmm.
So, we're not here just to sell our product or service. We are here to make sure our customers gain.
Hmm. Right.
The customer needs to be happy because the space we are in, there's a very old saying, security is a state of mind.
Correct.
The most protected things get stolen, hacked. The least protected things stay safe. Both
That's
nuances happen.
correct.
But that does not mean we do not do things to take precaution and do security.
Right. True.
So, so our mission is all about taking care of all the checkpoints
Right.
which the business wants to take care of.
And that's what explains enterprise solution. It is an enterprise solution because obviously for value creation, we need that kind of a flow to actually make sure that you are getting what your business rules allow.
Absolutely. So so although we are not only a security play, but the security play in the data leakage space is a pretty strong point for us because that's a space we saw which was a gap
Right.
because there are not many players. So if I talk the two unique things which define us today is one, the ability to have the data on your chosen cloud platform, which means the client has the data in their control.
Hmm.
Now, whichever communication product you're using today,
Hmm.
think about it. Does it give you the choice to have the data on your server in your control? There's no communication product in the world which gives you that option.
Correct. Hmm.
So that's one place where we are kind of changing the playbook.
Correct. Correct.
So
And it is an
whether it's
easier integration also for larger enterprise organizations. They already own a lot of data, which are with the data servers are already
correct.
understood. what you need to do is give them the security of the data. That is what when they
Absolutely.
enter into. Yeah, yeah.
So that's one thing. And
Right.
secondly is our, again, the feature I told you, which is again unique data restriction feature, leakage control,
Right.
which again nobody gives. So
Hmm.
on the security, we're not do. Of course, there's much more we can do, but those are the two key things which differentiate us from the rest of the pack.
Hmm.
So which is why we are targeting people for whom data leakage, residency are key factors.
Hmm. Hmm. So what is your
Two.
ask today? So what is your ask today? So you're based out of Vadodara and you're building a startup. So uh, what is your vision? What is your roadmap? And what are the challenges that you're dealing with? And what is your next? What is your next? What is
Okay, that's a very good question, which I would love to answer. And so, number one, so I am for me, it's this is something which is very close to my heart. So, what I'm building is solving the problem around information. You know, because information overload is a problem, and it results in many other problems. If we look on the medical side, mental anxiety, stress are real issues which are caused by information overload, leakage, information getting in the wrong hands, again, an outcome of information overload. If you're dealing with a limited amount of information, it will not be leakage. It will be known espionage or giving out information. Leakages happen mostly when you are so overloaded, over flooded with information, you lose the ability of being extra careful.
Hmm.
So, our vision with Unify is to be the one place you think of when you think of information management,
Right.
when you think of information leakage. Unify needs to be your go-to product. So, recently somebody coined it very well that, what I said, that we want to be the WhatsApp of information management.
Right. 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 Right.
Because today when you think about uh, communication, you think about WhatsApp before you think of Slack and Teams.
Correct.
So
Correct.
when you want to think about information management and information leakage control,
Hmm.
you should think of Unify, Unitalk before you think of anything else. So that's my vision.
So there is a hope for Indian companies like yours to obviously build something even more better than WhatsApp. Currently, the data protection through it has come into a lot of slack as well. Recently, if you have read some news about yesterday, what just came out about them.
Yeah.
So there's a
There's
way of yeah,
new things happening every day.
yeah.
So you absolutely got it right. So one of the visions is that a startup from India, and that also from a category 3 town,
Yeah.
because I'm from Baroda.
Yes.
Why should it not be a global leader and a global player of giving a solution which solves a problem for millions of people and businesses?
Yes, and it is also it's a great governance product. It is a great product which just aligns to every business rule and goes into the governance side of things,
True.
which is the base of building something which is scalable. So if you are going towards scalability also, if it is a yearly price of 2 lakh, it is not a big thing to just get the communication between documents and the integration of all documents in one way to understand how data can be qualitatively looked at. That is where Unify can always obviously be a very good product.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the plan. So that's the vision.
Hmm.
And so you asked me, so that's the vision. And what's the ask? So obviously, it's early days.
Yep.
So since it's early days, the usual ask, we are looking for early adopter customers. Of course, we have a lot of ongoing conversations. I can't disclose names at this point, but some at some very good organizations, both in the private and public space. So any and all organizations we can talk to and do something with them. That will be great. We've been bootstrapped till now, so we've just started talking to people for our initial first round of investments.
Hmm.
So would be great to get any support from people. Uh, so that is there. So investment, customers, and we're continuously looking to expand our team. So we already have a very good team. So I think we in my senior team, I have from about half a dozen people. The lowest experience is 18 years and the highest is 35 years. The senior
Amazing.
team.
Amazing.
And all of them have been leaders in their respective fields.
Right.
So we have a person who has rolled out Digi Yatra at one of the leading airports. We have a person who was part of the team that created Aadhaar.
Right.
We have a person who's created a global brand in the movie space, theater space. So we have people who work with global leading companies to the likes of IBM. We have Israel defense IT guy on board who's advising on the tech side. So
Amazing.
we've been lucky to get support from some really experienced and good people. And our team extends from California in the US right up to Singapore. So we have a lot of good things going on for us. Now, the only question is to get to the right big organizations, and that's what we are working hard towards.
Amazing. So would love to see your what are you raising? Would love to see that officially and unofficially, however you want to talk about it.
No, there's nothing unofficial about it. We are we are looking to raise 1.5 million US dollars.
Right.
But we are okay to close the round at 750K also. So we can do it in two tranches. 750K is what we are looking to raise.
Right.
Basically, the idea is to make ourselves investable because the tech space or the space we are in is known for the hockey stick growth. So once we have the first 2, 3 customers coming in,
Right.
and then we have some good opportunities and some good growth happening.
Right.
At that time, we don't want to be scouting around to get investors on board
The right.
because the first round is always a difficult one. So
Right.
this round is more about making ourselves investable so that once growth starts happening,
Right.
then
Do you have an
focus on
anchor
growth.
investor in place? You have an anchor investor in place driving your.
Yeah, we've got some commitments in place.
Yeah.
So we've got commitments of about 250K in place. So we're looking for basically about 500K of commitments.
Right.
Like I said, we can go a little higher than that, but minimum 500K is what we're looking at to close the round.
Right,
So,
right. Amazing, amazing. So looked at your team, and your team is also a group of stalwarts in their own
thank you.
purpose and their own abilities. Apart from that, I've seen that your product is on game for integrations into a large plethora of customer base. And I have seen that your growth mindset and how you're leading it is also on game. You are already built the product. It is in the market, in conversation. Go to market is a previous conversation. It has already happened. So amazing to know about Unify AI. So closing this conversation, a simple point. How is entrepreneurship for you, and what is in terms of a resilience kind of a discussion, what is resilience for you?
See, okay, so entrepreneurship has always been very
This is
close
my
to me.
personal
So,
question. So this was not in the questionnaire we sent you.
not a problem. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all good. So, entrepreneurship is always close to my heart, and um, I'm lucky to get invited at different platforms to talk to people, maybe motivate them, inspire them.
Right.
In fact, just recently I was invited to a university where I was talking about my life journey, the ups and downs of the challenges faced, what defined me today. So, I was giving a talk about why it's important to break boundaries.
Right.
So entrepreneurship is exactly that.
Hmm.
If you want surety,
Hmm.
entrepreneurship may not work for you.
Correct.
But if you want to challenge yourself every day to do
Right.
better than yesterday,
Yes.
and to do what you want to do,
Right.
then think no more, become an entrepreneur today.
Right.
And today, the situation is such, when I became an entrepreneur 35 years ago,
Right.
entrepreneurship was still very new in India. But today, there are so many avenues, so many ways to encourage you, to help you become an entrepreneur. It is much easier. Now, there's a flip side to it also. Because it's easier, there are more people doing it. So you have to stand out and do better than them.
Right.
But trust me, it's not that difficult. It all, if you resolve, you can do it.
Yeah.
Coming to the second thing, which you asked, resilience.
Yes.
It's a very interesting thing.
Yes.
You cannot be an entrepreneur if you do not have resilience. Resilience is a synonym for patience, flexibility, all of them at the same time, which may sound a bit of a contradiction, but it's a very interesting thing because you need both.
Right.
If you're not flexible, you will die, which is what happened to the likes of BlackBerry, Nokia, Xerox,
Correct. Correct.
and many more.
Right.
So flexibility is required.
Right.
And if you are not resilient, you will die, because you will probably not end up being successful, and somebody else will come and do it after some time,
Yes.
and they'll be much more successful.
So for you, resilience is a byproduct of flexibility and innovation tied together for
Correct.
moving and pivoting whenever it is needed.
Yes. So we're already on we've done 2 pivots. This is product number 3, Unify.
Yes. Yes.
So we've already done our 2 pivots. So what happens is, typically what happens is, people experiment something, try. If it doesn't work, they give up. That we to hoga.
Right. Right.
Now, yes, while we should not judge the person and call it a failure, because failure is not bad, but giving up too early is very bad.
Correct. Correct.
Because somebody has put money there. Even if an investor has put money, you have wasted that investor's money. Have you really given it your best shot before giving up? And what I always tell people, before you give up, think, how can I make this work?
Right. Right.
Because in most situations, tweaking it, pivoting it is the way to make it work, not giving up.
Right.
It's not a 10 on 10, but in most situations, that's what you need to do.
Correct.
So that is where resilience comes into play.
Pleasure to have you, Rajatji. What an amazing conversation. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to enter your mind and have a journey within it. So it was
my pleasure. Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you, Arjun. Thank you so much for hosting me, and it was an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure was all mine. Thank you. You've been listening to Impact Tech Studio podcasts. Rajat Singhania's work reminds us that real innovation often starts with lived experience. By building platforms that secure, connect, and protect information, Yunify.ai is reshaping how organizations communicate in a data-driven world. If this conversation resonated with you, subscribe on Spotify and YouTube, share it with your network, and stay tuned for more founders building real-world impact. Until next time, keep building with purpose.